action.
Imagine someone kills your closest family member. You would be overwhelmed with emotions such as anger or depression. You would constantly be searching for an answer to the question, why them? Also, you would want to find justice for the one you have lost. In today's society, it is often debated whether the death penalty is an effective method in solving crime and providing justice. The death penalty is effective in deterring crime and providing justice for the victims. The possibility that committing a crime could result in death is a much fiercer punishment for offenders. The knowledge that a criminal will certainly be killed if they commit the offense is naturally a preventative for the crime. Humans have the inherent desire to protect their own lives. Many people would put their own life before someone else's. By using the death penalty more liberally, more crimes will be deterred. Cass R. Sunstein, J.D. Professor of Law at Harvard University Law School, and Adrian Vermeule, J.D. Professor of Law at Harvard University Law School, gave us a statistic that a leading national study showed that each execution prevents some 18 murders on average. Whether it's one life or 18, it is necessary to use the penalty to protect as many lives as possible. Today, we place a high value on the life of innocent people. There is no doubt that by actively using the death penalty in contemporary society, a murder can be deterred and innocent lives spared. Beyond the offender, the death penalty provides justice for victims and their families. Of the many benefits to the death penalty, by far the most common is the justice it brings for victims. Often, the family of victims needs some sort of closure for the member they have just lost. If the murderer is simply detained, they still have a fear he could create the same tragedy for another family. In many cases, often the victim's loved ones seek closure, not money or seeing the murderer placed in a cell. Many people who are also murderers commit more than one murder. It is not often that just one person is killed by them. So by just detaining them, we can't ensure that they will never do this again. Michael Levin offered a hypothetical case of terrorism in which they kidnapped newborn babies. He then shared the results on whether the mothers of those newborn babies would wish the terrorists to be subject to the death penalty. Everyone who participated responded with yes. That's a clear example of how people react when someone very near and dear to them, their own child, is subject to the crime. In modern society, there are many brutal ways in which one person can take another's life. Therefore, the death penalty is essential in providing the justice for victims and their families. The death penalty in the United States is necessary in our society. It assists as a crime deterrent and in providing peace of minds for the victims. Though some say the death penalty evokes a question of morality, it cannot compare to the damage left to the victim.